Many of us desire to increase our finances or better our finances, or maybe a lot of us were on the verge of becoming financially fit, and now we're trying to rebound financially. I am a rebound. This is my channel, Minds in Motion, and today I want to discuss 5 tips, 5 ways that you can grow your finances, become more financially fit, even become wealthy on any income by following these 5 easy steps. The very first thing that we must do is learn to pay ourselves first. Anytime someone reaches out to me and they want to discuss how they can become better financially, how can they get themselves in a better situation financially, how can they, get their money in a place where they can begin investing and stop living paycheck to paycheck, the first thing that I talk about is paying ourselves first. Once I learned and understood the habit of paying ourselves first, I've never been in a situation where if I had an emergency, I didn't have money to cover that emergency, or I needed to get into debt in order to do the things that I needed to do financially. Paying yourself first means that before you pay your bills, before you do anything, you're going to have a set amount of money that you put aside for yourself, either in a savings account or maybe even in an investment account. But it is so important that if you want to become financially fit, if you want to rebound financially, that you, one, pay yourself first. Step number 2 is to live off less. Most of us, if we make $30,000 a year, we live off $30,000 a year. If we make $1,000 a week, we live off $1,000 or more a week. Well, if you want to be better financially, if you want to be more financially fit, then you have to learn to live off less. It is said that the majority of the wealthy live off 50% or less of their income. Most of us, in order to get to a place where we can live off less, we need to, one, cut our expenses. Any unnecessary expenses that you can cut, you need to cut. Two, you probably need to create a budget for yourself and start looking at where your money is going. Most of us spend a lot of money just because we don't know what it is that we're spending our money on. We have not taken the time to sit down and review our finances, review how much money we have coming in versus how much money we have going off. And then once you do those things and now you're more aware of what you're doing with your money, then start with 5% less of your income that you're going to live off, then maybe 10%, then 20%, and so on and so on till you get up to the point where you're living off 50% or less of your income. And that's number 2, is learning to live off less. Step number 3 is to create an emergency fund. For those of you who are familiar with Dave Ramsey, he will tell you to first start off with an emergency fund of $1,000. You can put this money in a high yield savings account or even a money market account. Just, you want to have it separate from your everyday spending, but you want to have it where it's easily accessible if you have an emergency. And once you have $1,000 saved up in your emergency fund, then you want to get 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in the emergency fund. That way, if you were to lose your job or become ill, or we experience something like we're going through right now, you're able to have money that you can fall back on until you get yourself in a better situation financially. Tip number 4 is to eliminate consumer debt. A lot of us use debt as a way to finance things or to purchase things that we can't afford, that we really don't have money to buy, and we use debt in order to purchase those things, which in our reality, it's actually taken away from money that you could be saving, money that you could be investing, because then you end up paying interest rather than receiving interest, you're paying interest. So therefore, debt, just by eliminating debt, you can give yourself a raise in whatever amount of interest you were paying towards that debt. And if you can't afford to pay cash for something, then that means you can't afford it. That doesn't mean go out and finance it with debt. So, tip number 4 would be to eliminate any unnecessary debt, any consumer debt, such as credit cards, shopping with merchant credit cards, or just financing things that we really can't afford. Eliminate all unnecessary and consumer debt. And the final way that you can become more financially fit or rebound financially is tip number 5, and that is to invest your money, meaning put your money to work, get some sort of return for your money. You could do that either through the stock market, and if you guys haven't yet, you could check out a lot of videos that I have here on my channel in regards to investing in dividend stocks, growth stocks. I have several videos on how to get started investing, how to invest on any income, how to invest with just $5 a day. But you can check out those videos here on my channel. You can also, if you have the capital, maybe get started in real estate, or maybe even start your own business or a side hustle. But there are tons of ways that you can begin to invest your money and put your money to work. And that's also including investing in yourself. When we invest in ourselves, it's one of our greatest investments. We put ourselves in a better place to earn more, to have more opportunities to reach our financial goals. So, investing our money, putting our money to work, getting a return for our money is the 5th way that we can become more financially fit and rebound financially. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave any comments that you have below, and check out any other videos that I have on this channel. You guys have an awesome and an amazing day.